Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time.
None of that affects how you are going to change the world.
That's right.
No, it does not take one person to change the world, but it takes one person to believe in themselves.
Yes.
That they can make a difference.
I love
to
that.
Inspire others.
And that's why, for me, I try to make it my purpose now to try to help other people realize their self-worth.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad that so many of us, we get destroyed based off of what other people have to say.
Yeah.
I would say do it in your own way. Make sure you're doing it on your own accord and take a risk.
Go out there and live your life passionately. Believe in everything that you're doing and believe in the fact that you will accomplish every single goal. Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to just lift up all those that you have lost, those that are no longer here that you love. Uplift them every single day in your memories and the way that you live your life. Give them let them give you the encouragement to keep moving forward even in their absence. Allow yourself to celebrate them in the love and the kindness that you share with others, and more importantly, honor them by just living your life as they wished and as they hoped and dreamed for. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on right now. Like, seriously, tag a friend, let them know we're on. I hope that you guys had a wonderful few weeks. Oh my God, I haven't been here, I haven't seen you. I missed you so much. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? Who have you seen? Where have you been? Tell me all about it. List it in the chat. Tell me all the amazing things that you guys have been up to. It's been a busy few weeks for me, I must say. I know I left you in such capable hands a few weeks ago with Dr. Reverend Casey Jones as she spoke with Katrina and Stacy about the myths and misconceptions of organ donation, part 2. It was so important that we share that information, definitely being April, I think it is Donor Life Month. And so it was important that we shared that message with you. I hope that you guys were out there contemplating, being an organ donor, or at least having the conversation in your household. It is so important that we bring the conversation to the table. I mean, death, unfortunately, is inevitable, and you want to be able to bring life to others. So that conversation that took place 2 Tuesdays ago, actually, I hope encouraged you and inspired you to get out there and become an organ donor. I'm still researching it myself. I know that I put it on my driver's license a few years ago, so I guess, honestly, it still sticks. But still, the fact is that I didn't know too much about it until I had Stacy on our show last month. So I hope that you guys, if you haven't been able to take a look at it or you weren't able to watch the show, please go back to YouTube or Facebook and check out that episode. So again, I missed you. It's been a few weeks. I had some stuff going on. My daughter, she wanted to honor me early for Mother's Day. Last the Tuesday that I was not here and you guys was with Reverend Dr. KC. Her and I, we went to an amazing event in Brooklyn. It lit our souls, literally rejuvenated our spirits. We are at a different place right now, at a crossroads in our life, but now we know, honestly, through that empowering and encouraging conversation that we had the ability to be a part of, showed us that there's so much more in us. We just have to embark on that journey. So I'm just going to dig right in and tell you honestly what I've been up to for the last few weeks. And the first one was, like I mentioned, with my daughter. We went to the Sarah Jake Roberts Power Moves book tour. This tour was unforgettable, with a message that will ignite your power and unleash the force within you. The event gives you the keys to unlock your potential, with a focus on spiritual growth, personal development, and leadership. The Power Moves Tour offers a unique blend of keynote sessions, workshops, and immersive experiences designed to challenge attendees to break free from limitations and boldly pursue pursue their dreams. So I can't tell you how amazing it was to see all of those beautiful women converge on Brooklyn, the King's Theater that evening. My daughter purchased the ticket, surprised me. I mean, I love Sarah Jakes. I'm a big, follower of hers, but I don't listen to her often. And my daughter apparently listens to her every single day. She is the daughter of T.D. Jakes. She is a pastor. She's a motivational speaker. She is just all things empowered. She had an amazing, amazing message for every woman in that building. There was not a dry eye there, actually. And if you saw from the photos, me and my daughter, we just cried the whole entire time because we saw ourselves in every little discussion that they had. We saw who she's, embarking on becoming and who I've, grown to become and what we're searching for and the desires of our heart, the dreams that we wish to fulfill and how we all have the power to do them if we just ignite all of that fuel, that fire within us. So we came, both of us, out of there changed. Our relationship also was deepened from this event. We got to share a little bit about who we are deeply on the inside. It was amazing. And I'm so glad that she thought to ask me to go and celebrate me also for Mother's Day. Thanking me for everything that I instilled in her and showing her the path that she ultimately now realizes that she needs to go down. And that is reconnecting with her spirituality. I'm so impressed with all that this young lady is doing. And I was so happy that I was a part of that moment with her. It was life-changing for the both of us. So I encourage all of you guys out there, if you haven't already seen her book tour, I noticed that a lot of them are sold out already, but she's traveling all over this great world right now, and she's sharing her message. So I implore you all to go out there, if not just, to see her speak in person, but at least buy her book. It's truly, truly amazing. So then I think I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago because we had the guest on the show, the beautiful Miss Eugenia Chinsman, who is the founder and CEO of Sweet Mother Incorporated. Well, we mentioned that day that she was having a tea party that she holds every year. Sweet Mother organization is focused on honoring mothers who successfully balance motherhood with business, profession, and community involvement. The proceeds from every event contribute to educating girls at the Forum of African Women in Education, school in Waterloo Village, Freetown, Sierra Leone. Many of these girls come from backgrounds of hardship, including being victims of rape during Sierra Leone's devastating 10-year war. They also support and empower the youth in the Connecticut area. So I was honored to be the MC at this event. There are the members of the committee. Miss Eugenia has been doing this for quite some time, and it is a labor of love for her. This tea party was beautiful. We got to dress up in our best and put on our beautiful hats, and then we enjoyed beautiful sandwiches, little delicate, dainty tea sandwiches, and beautiful, amazing, aromatic teas from all over the world. And then we had great conversation, empowering each other, learning about each other. I met so many women that are in so many different areas of business that also want to become a part of the Your Our Unity community by the expertise in which they hold. So it was great. It was great celebrating not only all the achievements that Sweet Mother has accomplished in the past year, but all that they're doing to empower these young women in Sierra Leone. They had stories of these young girls and how they are so happy to be afforded this time and this opportunity to have an education. A lot of them would be married at 13, 14 years old, or just working and not getting to get their degrees in anything other than just being a common worker. So it was a blessing for this organization to have everyone in that room give back to all that they're aspiring to achieve, which is to educate and empower these amazing women in Sierra Leone and of course, Connecticut as well. So I'm a big part of Sweet Mother. I love her mission so much. And in every way, I try to contribute in any way that I can. So I encourage you guys to do the same. Please look them up. up and just notice all of the things that they do for ordinary women who are doing extraordinary things, because that is their tagline. It is truly, truly a labor of love for them to empower these women who might not necessarily have the resources and tools available for them to pursue their dreams. So she gives them that opportunity. So it was amazing. As you saw in the photos, again, I was so happy to be there. And yeah, we all looked really, really good. We really did. And the food was also amazing. So then I had the honor to celebrate my mentor, my friend, my partner in crime, Sir Sheffic. He was a performer, an artist, an actor in this amazing art exhibit that was hosted at the Times Square Art Center, Midnight Moment, a chorus by Gabriel Barcia Colombo. He flips the script on the millions of visitors strolling through Times Square with a chorus, a Renaissance-style silent composition of a very Times Square scene. A crowd of New Yorkers pausing to witness something captivating yet unnamed. The artwork draws a frame around the notion of community and the shared experiences that make up daily life in a post-pandemic New York City. Within the artwork, some observers stand in contemplative thought, others snap photos of the awe-inspiring subjects. Are these individuals merely observing the plaza below, or are they participating in something sublime, confounding, or even disturbing? Well, I want to tell you something. It was fascinating. It was fascinating because for 3 minutes, we all felt like the spectacle, the little people, and there were thousands of us in Times Square at that moment. And we were all looking at the billboards, every single last billboard turned into this artwork by Gabriel. And at first, obviously, it's advertisements and promos for the different businesses and the organizations, and you don't pay too much attention to them. They might show some restaurants and burgers and some plays and things like that that's going on in Times Square. But at this moment, for 3 minutes, it was strictly the artwork, the art piece of Gabriel and what he created. And it was a bunch of pictures. If you could just put that picture back up real quick. It was just photos of the artists and actors that were in this performance, and they were looking down on all of us. As I mentioned, in contemplation, I feel in literally judging us. Like I felt like I was in a petri dish, like I was being dissected. And I'm sure everyone in that moment in Times Square felt that way as well. We're usually looking up, we're the tourists, we're the people that kind of, taking over Times Square. We're having fun, we're on dates. It was lit up down there with people. But for that one moment, we seemed like the outsiders. And it was so surreal. It was amazing. But the mission and the reason why he put this together to kind of show the human condition, who we are as a people, especially coming back out into the streets after the pandemic, a time where we weren't even able to be around each other, to stand next to each other, observe each other, figure out who we are, dissect one another, not judging one another, but trying to understand one another. That's what I felt in that moment, being in Times Square, looking at those billboards. It was so amazing. So I understand Sir Sheffic was also on one of those billboards, actually a couple of them. And this art presentation will be held until the end of May, from the hours of 11:57 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I advise you also, every last one of you, to get down there and check it out. It was an amazing, incredible experience. And I know that you guys will truly enjoy it. I really do. So that's the fun that I had for the last few weeks. So now you understand why I have not been here with you guys. I do, as I say, truly, truly miss you. And I also want to extend a happy belated Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. As you know, Mother's Day, it's a love, or rather a mother's love, is a powerful force, profoundly sculpting a child's development It extends far beyond infancy, influencing various aspects of a child's life, from emotional well-being and social skills to cognitive growth and moral understanding. The foundation of a child's emotional stability and social abilities is often rooted in a mother's love. Her nurturing presence fosters self-esteem and self-confidence, empowering her child to navigate life's complexities with resilience. As you noticed there, I was blessed to go on the journey of motherhood with my very, very best friend, Sandra Cabrera. We were pregnant at the same time. I'm not going to mention how many years ago, but it was beautiful to go on that journey, to walk that path with her, for us to lean on each other when we were feeling in fear or doubt, or if we just wanted someone to laugh with and encourage each other. We were there for each other every step of the way. We had already figured out what our children's life was going to be like. We were so ecstatic when we found out we both were having girls. We just knew that they, and which they still are, going to be the very best friends, like we were, for the rest of their lives. Never thought how quickly time, can fade away in those years that we shared growing our children together. We shared in every moment. We took trips together. I was on the phone with that girl for hours. She was my best friend, my business partner. She was my heart, my insides. So every Mother's Day, we used to try to at least share something special with one another. And once she left this earth, I was, pressed with finding other ways for me to enjoy Mother's Day and not be sad like I usually would. And so I would take trips, I'd go away, I'd do things that, would kind of distract me from the day and just be around fun and friends and entertainment and anything that just could keep my mind off the fact that my best friend, Sandy Cabrera, was no longer here. Just recently, I asked her daughter, I call her my beautiful goddaughter, my niece, my child from another mother. I asked her, what does she usually do on Mother's Day? I don't think I've ever asked her that question. She wishes me Mother's Day every single year. She has such beautiful words to share with me about who I am, but I never question, how is she getting along without her mother? And I recently asked her that question, and what she told me was so beautiful. And I thought it was important that we share her message and what she's doing in order to deal with the challenges of not having her mother here, especially at poignant times like this. How she handles it, how she navigates it, how she fills her heart with the memories of her mother, how she keeps her spirit alive. So we're going to be speaking to my beautiful, beautiful, as I mentioned, goddaughter, niece, my beautiful child from another mother, Diamond Cabrera. And the title of the show is The Power of Her Mother's Love. Diamond Cabrera, a compassionate 27-year-old hailing from Huntington, New York, brings a unique blend of empathy and expertise to her role at Northwell Health's Revenue Cycle Department. Armed with a bachelor's degree in English and currently pursuing certification as a registered health information administrator, Diamond has dedicated the last 5 years to navigating the intricacies of healthcare administration. Originally destined for a career in law, Diamond's life took a poignant turn when her mother battled polycystic kidney failure, followed by devastating brain aneurysm in 2015, which tragically, through complications, claimed her life in 2017. It was amidst this profound loss that Diamond discovered her true calling to help others navigate the labyrinth of the medical system and champion exceptional patient care. Though she carries the weight of her mother's absence daily, Diamond finds solace in her mother's enduring spirit, which fuels her unwavering commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. Every day, she channels her grief into action, honoring her mother's memory by advocating for those in need and striving to embody her mother's strength and resilience. In Diamond's eyes, her mother's legacy lives on through her tireless dedication to serving others, a testament to the enduring power of love, perseverance, and the indomitable human spirit. So please help me welcome the beautiful Diamond Cabrera. How are
Hi.
you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, my friend. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for asking me to be here.
No problem, no problem. After experiencing what I did with Jay a couple of weeks ago, and how we ended up feeling after that time, I thought it was important that we speak about mothers and how important it is to have them in our life, have their presence felt in our lives, and whether they're here or not, to keep their spirit alive in us. And as I mentioned earlier in the promo, I've never asked you that question, like how you deal with Mother's Day. So I wanted you to share with our viewers, how much you've grown, and what you're doing to kind of keep your mom alive and keep her spirit making you happy every single day and every single year. All right?
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right. So thank you again. So again, I mentioned, your mom came down with polycystic kidney failure. First, that's exactly what happened before she passed. And I've always, loved your relationship with your mom. And you guys were very, very, very close. I so close that I used to think, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
Your relationship was tight, and I even realize now how much you guys shared with each other, and how much time you actually spent with one another. So before we go into, the details of her getting sick and things like that, can you tell us a little about your relationship with your mother as you were growing up?
So I think that our relationship was like abnormal for a mother and daughter. Like it would be a Friday night and everyone would be with their friends and I'd be on the couch with her watching Gilmore Girls. So we just had like a different dynamic. But I think like you said earlier when you were on the phone, we needed that time because if I didn't have that time, I wouldn't have the memories of her. Like, I would have so much lost space because she got sick when I was like 18.
Yeah, yeah. And that's an important time in a child's life. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, we had your whole life figured out. And we knew as soon as we got you guys off to school, college, and graduated, me and her, that was our time to have fun. And all of that was cut short for the both of us. But throughout your childhood, did you enjoy that quality time that you spent with her? Like everyone else was out with their friends, and your mom is just pouring all of this, I would say, adult information into you as a tender young girl. How did you think and look at that back then?
I thought it was normal. I thought everybody was supposed to do moms like that. Like for prom, instead of going to live with everybody, she drove me to prom. We went to a club after. She waited in the car until the middle of the night so that we could look at bagels in the morning. I thought that was normal. Until I got older, and I'm like, what do you mean people can do this?
Yeah. No, you definitely was her heart. You was the reason for her being and existing. She was the happiest when she knew that she was going to have you in her life. And I know that she spent every moment just planning out every single detail and making sure that you never wanted for anything, and making sure that you knew what you needed to know, and making sure, more importantly, that you truly felt loved. And I think that's why she gave you so much of her back then, because we were young still. We were still young mothers, and we could have still handed you off to a grandmother and a babysitter and be like, we going out, we hanging out, we're going to continue to live our life. And to a certain degree we did, but she did not expose you to anything other than her presence. And that's really what I want to speak about today, is just the presence that she had in your life. So you're growing up, and you realize that, this is to you normal, that this relationship that you have with your mom is normal. She got sick when you were 18 years old. How did that make you feel? What were your thoughts when, it became clear that she wasn't going to be able to be as present as she was prior to her getting sick?
Well, I honestly thought because I was raised in such faith, and she's always been so religious, I always thought that she would come out of it. I didn't think that it would end up that she would, go into a nursing home and that would be it. When she was in the hospital from her aneurysm, I honestly thought that it was going to turn around. But then you don't know if it's going to turn around because you have faith or if it's because you're in denial. So, and I think to go through that at 18 was like wild because you already make decisions that then the person doesn't have to.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And you're right. It was the faith and the belief that she was going to come out of it. She was going to be okay. Yeah. As we know, everyone was instructed, if anything ever happens to that beautiful soul, you tell LeShawn last.
And I did. I followed instructions closely.
She knew how emotional and sensitive I was, and she knew that even though I'm a very faith-filled person, that I can worry, and I know that she did not want me to do that prematurely, but I don't know, when I found out that she got sick, if you remember, I don't know, I was unfazed.
I'm like, listen to me. I will go apart so you cannot. You were like, okay, it's going to be fine. Don't worry.
I listened to your instructions, and I guess, honestly, I knew what your mother was going through, but I still had hope, and I never believed that we would ever be without her. I really, really didn't. And so I think I was naive in a way. She would speak to me in trying to prepare me, for whatever. And I just didn't want to hear it. I would ignore her but still take in the jewels that she was trying to leave me, and take in the love and the information that she was trying to share with me. I think it was even more importantly for me to listen to her. And I did. I just, had conversations with her that I was no longer about, how are you feeling and what is the doctor saying and, what's going on. Like, I wanted her to enjoy, her life now and the relationship that we already had. So how was that for you? I know it's a huge transition now. She first went through the kidney failure. She got a kidney from her brother, thank God, but she was still battling the illness. How did your relationship change, or your feeling towards your relationship grow or change during that time?
I think when she got sick after her kidney, I was more protective of her. Like, if people would ask her to do certain things or go somewhere, I'd be like, you're not doing it. She'd be like, but who are you? And I'd be like, I don't care. I got a lot more protective. Like, we kind of switched roles because she was always so protective over me. But, seeing her sick and then trying to be like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. But she never wanted to be vulnerable. She never wanted you to know that she was not feeling good. But you could tell that she wasn't 100%. So I think I got more overprotective of her, and I got to see more of like who was there for her and who really wasn't for her.
Right. Yeah. So it was really an eye opener
for
you as well. Yeah. Especially, with the relationships and the people that were around her, when she was alive and well, so I totally get that. So what about you? How did you personally change, having to kind of grow up rather quickly? You said you were 18 years old, the very, very pivotal time in a young lady's life. You're trying to navigate, graduating from high school and embarking on this new journey of adulthood. What was going on in your mind at that time?
I think more so it wasn't when she actually her ears ruptured. That's when things started to change. When I was in college, I still had her. She would drive me back and forth to Nassau County, to Huntington every single day. Wow. She would wait around in my breaks. I'm so thankful for that. Back then, I'm like, how am I going to meet anybody? Like, I'll be college, how am I going to live my life? But now I think about that all the time. Thank God. But I think once her aneurysm ruptured and you have to kind of like decide things for her because you can't decide things, or she doesn't have a voice and you now have to be her voice. I think I used to be so timid growing up and so shy, but it kind of makes you have to find a voice and be able to advocate for people. Like, I think now in my adulthood, I like to advocate for a weaker person. But I think it's because of that.
Yeah. No, it's definite. It definitely
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
developed that, desire and that need to advocate for others because of that experience. But I'm glad that she was even until your adulthood, well, in growing into this amazing adult, that she was very, still very present and taking you even in college, taking
Oh
you to
no.
school and picking you up. It's those moments that are so important and are so precious that you can't buy those things, So I'm so glad that literally until she could no longer, effectively be around you in that capacity, that she did it regardless of how old or how big you got, whether you were, wanted to be out there with your friends or try to find a man, whatever the case may be. She still knew that she had to spend those precious moments with you. So tell me a little about that. You mentioned, that, unfortunately, Sandy passed away from complications from the brain aneurysm. And now you have to figure out this great big world without your mother. What was that like initially? Because I know that it was hard, first to admit that she's gone, but now to admit now it's just you. How was that process?
I think that it's like mixture of different things. You go through like having to like it's like rebirth almost. Like you have to learn life all over again. Like things that are normal are not normal. Like you have to figure out what you're having for dinner. Like you have to figure everything out because it was always me and her. And then you go through guilt. You go through a lot of emotions because it's like, well, could I have maybe been there more, or instead of going to school, could I have taken a break? Like you go through every emotion. You go through a lot of denial because you don't think it's really happening, and then you feel crazy for feeling like that. You go through a lot. I went through a lot of where I didn't want to be around the people that would always be around because I would feel her absence. Like I know if you were in Jay for a while, I used to be like, oh, because it would be the four of us. So when it was the three of us, it was hard. Or like for family things, it was hard because in our family she was always our glue. So it was like our whole family kind of was just different. So you go through a lot of adjusting. I mean, even now I have to like tell myself like you're not gonna see her again.
Yeah, yeah. No, I do the same thing. I think I tell you that I just feel like I just haven't seen her lately,
Right.
Trying to just keep her alive every day and the things that I do and speaking to her, speaking with you, looking at you, you remind me of her so much. So it's those things that comfort me, in those times of loss. But I totally get what you're saying. You go through a lot. So, you're now you out of college and you're learning how to be this independent adult. What do you think that the most important thing that your mother taught you, in sort of transitioning, on that road?
I think the biggest thing is that her faith. The one thing that I can always say about mommy is her faith was so strong. Like they were telling her, like your kidneys are done. You're not gonna live. Like you have to go back on dialysis. And she's like, no, God's got me. So I think a lot of times I always think of her saying that. Like I always could just hear her in the back of my head, like to have faith. Because sometimes I'm like I can't. Like I'm just done. I've had it. But I always think of her and telling me like you just have to have faith.
Yeah, no, that
Like
is
her
so
favorite hat she used to wear said faith on it.
Yep, exactly. Which,
Uh-huh.
by
Her
the way, if you
password
guys,
used to be faith 914.
thank you. Yes. And any of you guys want to see it, you go to San Walker Faith on Facebook and you will see LeShawn Walker, Sandy with that hat on my page. Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was her biggest thing. She believed and she believed and she believed that any and all things that she prayed for was going to work itself out. So in many, many ways, it really, really did. So you know that you were the love of her life. You truly, truly was. And she instilled so much in you for you to just be prepared for the life after her. You know what I mean? Like the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the love that she put into you could last a lifetime. For people that are with their children for decades, I'm sure she poured all of that into you in that short span of time. Is there anything in particular other than her face, anything that you know that you're now realizing that, oh my God, she said that, or she taught me that, or she mentioned that, and now you're seeing it unfold in your life right now?
Well, I was just telling my boss actually the other day. When I was younger, she used to put me in all these SAT classes. She'd make me do all these SAT workbooks. And she'd be like, you're not leaving this house until you have 20 questions done. And they have to be right. And I used to be like, but you're ruining my life. Like other people are outside. I gotta get up at 8 in the morning, go to SAT class, and I'm doing a workbook. But now at work, I'm like, okay, let me just finish this file, and then I can take a lunch break. Like the way she was is how I am in adulthood.
Yep. And you see how that's serving you?
Isn't it crazy? I'm like,
yes,
wow,
exactly.
Right.
An excellent employee as well. And that's what I want to dig into.
She would be so like,
what did I tell you? You know what I mean?
Right,
you see what she was trying to teach you. That is amazing. Like, get your work done first and you can play later. I love that. Well, speaking of which, you are now in the healthcare system. Let me tell you, when you were younger, Jadeja was going to be a forensic scientist and you were going to be a lawyer. Now, somehow y'all were going to work in the legal system together. I don't know, maybe Cagney and Lacey. Watch that too. Go to YouTube's old show. But she literally thought that you were on the path to being a lawyer. But after this experience, having to navigate the healthcare system because of your mom, it inspired you to get into sort of the medical field, becoming an advocate for those who are, dealing with medical issues. Tell me how that all came about. Like, what stirred you into that direction?
Well, I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm gonna be in court. But then when I was in school, I was like, I don't think I could do like trials because they're telling me I'm too opinionated, that I have an accent. So then I figured if I could combine the two, then I would be just amazing.
Right.
So now I'm doing basically like HIPAA, making sure everything's compliant and stuff like that. So it's kind of like the combo platter of what I was planning on doing.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, tell me, what specific moments or memories from your childhood stand out as examples now of your mother's presence while you're now moving forward in this new direction?
I think most of it is like just me and her together. Like I always think about when something like crazy would happen, or if we were just aggravating each other. She'd be like, "We have to go get pizza," and those moments would be like, "Why are we don't like each other right now? Why are we in the car going to get pizza?" But now those moments I look back at the most, like I treasure that. Like that's where I got all the music from. Which was last Mary Day. And now that's when I get like irritated or upset. That's all I blast.
Yeah, no.
So I treasure those kinds of moments. I mean, we've done everything under the sun together. I had a great childhood. I had so much fun with her. Anything I never wanted for anything. I never felt like I was missing out on anything. Like I'm very blessed to have her as a mom.
No, you really, really were, my friend. Really, she did everything for just the happiness and the joy of you. And you can see it. I am so proud of the woman that you are becoming, Diamond. I know it was not easy. After she passed away, it was quite hard for you not only to figure out who you are now in her absence, but also to figure out the world at large, how to become this independent person, how to be a critical thinker and figure out how to, manage a household and things of that nature. Tell me a little about that experience, like sort of, trying to figure those things out without her being around.
Well, now having my own apartment, it's a lot different. Like I'm constantly cleaning. I'm like instead of getting excited about like 27-year-olds get excited about, I'm like, oh my God, what's different flavor, fabuloso. Like so different. It's so different. Like someone comes over, I'm like, girl, take you up. Like it's different. I'm telling you.
You're so much more conscientious about things that you didn't even care about back then, right?
I'm
I'm
like,
saying, oh my God.
like
Even
I
now.
got a toilet paper holder, and I was showing everybody at work. I'm like, isn't this adorable? Who are you? I don't know either. If my bed is made, I'm getting upset.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That's amazing. That's because you are adulting and everything that she put in you, that's what she taught you, to be that responsible young lady. And even though she left you before, because she was still doing all of these things for you before she passed. So I know it was difficult adapting to it, but you figured it out. And was it the faith? Tell me, in figuring it out.
Once you're thrown in, you have no choice. Like sink or swim. Like there's been a few times I called you, I'm like, I'm done. This is it. I am done. You're like, okay, you could feel that way. And I'm like, really? So I like sink or swim. I really think that's how it is. You have choice.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. Well, I know that you do miss the many, many things about her, but, on Mother's Day, knowing that that was a day that she loved sharing with you, what is the thing that you miss most about her?
On Mother's Day, I was thinking, like I miss the most about her is when she would, and it's so weird, but when she would go take a shower, you could smell like her lavender lotion, and you could smell her Chanel, and I miss her scent. Like I miss her smell, and I miss her laugh. I miss just hearing her. I never in my life thought I would miss her singing, because I used to be like, you're so annoying. But I miss the quirkiness of her.
Yeah.
Like I miss that she could turn anything into a positive. I miss like her energy was just different. And back then I didn't appreciate it. And I was like, you're so annoying. But now I would give anything to have just her laugh again.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's how I feel sometimes too, to be honest with you, when I'm driving and I'm listening to music, and I know that would be a moment that we'd be singing together or laughing together or something like that. So it does. It hits you harder sometimes on, special occasions, her birthday, Christmas, which is what she loved so much, celebrating Christmas and building these gingerbread houses with you. She did so much. And I'm so glad that, you being her daughter was able to experience that, because now you know what true love actually feels like. You know that, right? That was honestly true unconditional love. So now that you're this advocate, for people who are battling the medical healthcare system, let me ask you, how do you believe your mother's presence has shaped, yourself, who you are today personally and professionally?
I think professionally, it's the same thing. Like I just advocate for people that can't speak for themselves. Like I think going through it and experiencing feeling frustrated with like a hospital or like a health facility and feeling like your voice isn't heard. I think now I listen to people differently. You can have the like littlest issue, and I'm gonna listen to your whole story. If you want to keep it on the phone for 10 minutes, let's talk about it. Like I just think you go about things differently, because you know how it feels to be in that position. I feel like you have nobody that's listening to you.
Yeah. How is that? I mean, working and being that advocate, knowing that, where you work and the business that you work for, which is medical healthcare, should be wanting to assist these clients. How are you, utilizing the information that you have to actually help these people, other than just letting them talk to you? Are you actually taking it to the next level?
Yeah, if I can find the solution, I'll try to figure it myself. But if I can't, then I'm gonna find somebody that can help them. But I really do think that the organization that I work for, I think they're really good at just hearing people out and helping people. I mean, they have different resources for everything. Like for the patient, the patient's caregiver, the patient's family, for you if you feel emotionally attached to the patient. Like I think and that's really helpful. Like I'm proud to work for where I work for.
That's beautiful. When you were going through, this experience, the very same thing that I'm sure people are speaking to you about on a daily basis, for your work, what do you wish you would have had? What do you think? What do you wish someone would have extended to you at that time?
I think more sympathy. Like I think sometimes you feel like just a number with stuff like that. Like I know when she was in like the nursing home that she was in, like I just felt like she was just a statistic. And I felt like she wasn't like taking care of like this could be your mother too. Like that aggravated me a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I am the way I am, because I think like this was my mother.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I see the heart in you when you tell me the stories, not being too specific on, the cases.
Well,
But
no.
yeah, exactly. Let's little disclaimer. She's not being specific. I don't get names, but just knowing, the situations that you kind of have to listen to. It breaks my heart to even hear that so many people, go through these challenges. How has that empowered you or made you feel as their advocate, like, providing this hope to them? Do you think that you're living out what your mother's real ultimate dream for you was?
Yeah, because she like if you would be a garbage man, would be the best garbage man you could be. So I think at this point, yeah, like in the beginning, I used to say self, like you're getting too emotionally invested in people. But I think now at this point, I think that I've definitely grown a lot.
Yeah, you have. In what ways have you grown? Honestly, you're now living on your own, Diamond. You've broken free of sort of the past, those memories, and I feel that you're living the life that she's dreamed for you. I really do. I feel like this is the moment now that everything that she instilled in you, you're able to live it in its fullness. So tell me, about that feeling in itself, but how much you think you've grown from, the time that you lost her.
Like I think now I'm more rational. I think my decision making is better. I think I see things differently. I think that before you feel like you just have so much time, and I think I learned life is so short. You don't know what can happen tomorrow. I mean, we were eating Borelli's. Next thing I knew, her brain aneurysm ruptured. So I think it just changes you as a person. It just makes you look at life different.
Yeah, no, it really, really do. I'm glad that you didn't allow it to keep you stuck. A lot of people with the different things that you had to endure and the lack of support that you had for the most part, would allow someone to just fall into the throes of depression and sadness and not wanting to take care of themselves. But you always, to me, tried to seek out a better way. You might have been feeling the sadness and going through the depression, but you weren't going to let it keep you down. Tell me, what motivated you to keep going?
I think because I had no choice. Like there was no other way. Like you just have to keep it going. And then I'm like, mommy always used to say, you have to make it in this world. If you make it, then I made it. So I'm like, all of this that we went through for me to just plummet. Like I can't let that happen. I can't because he would not be happy with that.
Oh my God, you are so right. She would be very, very upset. Yes, all that she sacrificed for you. So that's another thing. Like, you live your life keeping her spirit alive in you daily. Tell me the way that you're doing that, other than
I try to like really keep her alive. Like on her birthdays, I try to get her peoples together. Even like we used to do when her kidney day was, like things like that. But I think just trying to keep her memory alive, and even like, just listening to the music she likes to listen to, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. How do you keep her alive in the things that you do?
I have pictures of her all over my apartment now. Okay.
Really?
She's my background on my phone and my computer. And I talk about her now. Before, I wasn't able to talk about her in the past tense. Like, it took me a while to even tell people, like my coworkers, like, yeah, like I'm a motherless child right now. Like, it just was weird. Like, I could not say it. Now I could talk about her freely and share.
Oh, wow. Really? I
Yeah,
didn't
before I
realize
wasn't able
that.
to talk about her in the past tense. Like, it
Yes.
would really bother me. Like, I would have to talk about her like presently.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that to make you feel comforted and believe that she's still with you. But
Hmm.
yeah, oh my God, that is amazing. Well, as I mentioned, yes, I am so taken back with just the full growth of you. What are you most proud of, that you've accomplished thus far? And knowing that she would be probably just overwhelmed and thrilled with what you've done.
I think having a career. I am so lucky that I have a really good boss. I'm very lucky for my bosses. And they believe in me in ways that I don't believe in me. Like, they throw me into the fire kind of like she used to. And I feel like because of them, I'm able to have a career now. Because if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would be working or what I would be doing. But I'm very lucky to have them. I mean, even I was trying to hang a mirror up. My boss was like, I'll bring my mounter tomorrow. And I was like, it's okay. Like, don't worry. But they're just good people. Like, I think just being able to grow in my career is like one of my biggest accomplishments.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the path that you're on actually. And what, brought you there, what can you tell me a moment in particular or a particular moment rather that maybe dealing with someone at your job, maybe a coworker or a patient or someone like that you felt your mother's present, that she's happy with what you're doing, like she's in the room in the moment with you. You ever had
Well,
anything like that?
I have this one coworker that I'm really close with. She's a little older than me. I call her, she's like my adopted grandma. I love her so much. And I think that she reminds me like of little things with mommy. Like, she'll teach me about plants. Or
Oh,
like, I live next to the park now, and mom used to go watch the swans and like check their eggs. I don't know why, but she's always like, let's go look at the swans. She'll text me on like pivotal days. Like, she'll text me on my mom's birthday. She'll text me on I woke up and she was like, I'm thinking of you. So I think things like that, like I see mommy and like she'll teach me about plants, and that was like mommy's thing.
yeah.
So I think
That's,
things like that.
that is so, so sweet. So
I
you
tell
do,
her every
you
day, I'm like, she's my adopted grandma. I adopted her. She's mine.
and this is a coworker. You see?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you see angels all around us, my friend, and an older woman too, that
Hmm.
you can connect with, because I know that's hard sometimes as well, is to build relationships with people who are older than you. But I'm sure she's extending, a little bit of who your mother was to you when she was here. So tell me about, just your plans moving forward now. I mean, you said now you're able to actually speak about your mom in the past tense. And I know that you're a huge advocate for those who don't have a voice in the healthcare system. But what is your ultimate goal, for your life and for keeping your mom's presence and spirit alive in this world?
I think now just to live, like just live and to heal. I feel like I've gone through so much in the last few years and trying to just figure life out and like just like get it together, that now that I have it somewhat together, it's just to live and just heal and just remember mommy and to keep her memory alive, but to not feel like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? Like, just to live and heal.
Yeah, yeah. How are you healing? You feel like you've made great strides. I know
Yeah.
that the tears will never stop. I know when you were moving, there was a lot of stuff that you hadn't gone through, since she
Hmm.
passed. And I know those memories, of seeing those items can set someone back. How was that moment, and what have you gained from going through, her past in the
I
last
think
couple
going through
months?
her stuff, like, I have never laid in bed and like not gotten up and just cried. Like, all the time I was just like, okay, you just gotta get through this. You just gotta get through this. because if you don't, like, you don't have your mom anymore. But I think going through her stuff, like, that took me out. Like, I was hysterical for a good 2 days. Like, I was like, I can't do it. You were like, what boxes did you get together? I'm like, nothing, and I'm not gonna, like, I was just, but I think I needed that. Like, I needed those days to just grieve. Like, I never grieved her the right way. Like, I've never sat there and just grieved. So I think that helped. And I honestly think that, and I was so against moving, and I was like, I'm never gonna feel, but I think moving has helped me a lot. Like, I feel different. Like, I feel just as a person lighter. Like, my soul is lighter. Like, I think leaving where we were last together, I think has changed a lot for me because it's a whole new environment. But it's also like, I don't, like, I could sleep with the lights off now. Like, I don't get nervous. Like, I'm not paranoid. Like, I'm not like, oh my God. Because I used to think like, oh my God, the last time I slept with the lights off was when she was getting taken out from the ambulance when her aneurysm ruptured. So I think now, like, moving definitely, like, has helped me a lot. And I was like, if I move, I'm gonna forget her. And you're like, no, she's with you. But I think even having her pictures everywhere now in my apartment is just a different vibe because I took her to what I built. Like, it's no longer what I'm trying to fix. It's, you're coming with me when I'm building now.
Yes, I love that. I love that. You're no longer attached to the trauma, in this new space that you're in. And I think that is amazing. Again, you really, really, really are turning to that beautiful, amazing, smart, intelligent, and hardworking young lady that she was creating and she was growing and nurturing. And I want to know, for others, young ladies and gentlemen who lost their moms at a young age and even older, do you have any advice for us? I know you're still young and you're still going through the process, but is there anything that you think, especially in this new direction, this turnaround that you were able to make, what you could share, what you think we should do or can do?
I think basically there's just always a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I think that sometimes it feels like it'll never get better, and like you feel like, how can you like live without your mom? Because I used to feel like if anything ever happens to my mom, I'm gonna, like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. But I feel really blessed that I have a village that I have, because I know not everybody has that. Like, I know people don't have people that will come and be like, okay, I'm gonna help you move, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. Like, I feel really blessed that I have the village that I have. And I don't take that for granted ever. Like, I'm really blessed for that. But I think that people just need to know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I know sometimes it feels like there's no end. And there's days where I'm like, I'll never be okay again. When I won't ever be who I was before with her. But now I just have to learn the person I am without her.
Yeah. I love that, Diamond. Well, you're becoming an amazing woman without your mom. I thank you so, 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 so much for being here and just sharing your story. I know I wanted to get you here before and you just weren't ready. And to know that you're blossoming into this person that is ready to share and tell her story, I think is remarkable. So yes, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful connection and the presence of your beautiful mother, Sandra Cabrera, who I love, my heart, my life, my friend, my business partner. I want to put your information up. Just a beautiful picture of you guys real quick. Is there anything else you would like to share before we go into the Dare to Be You?
No, thank you for being you. That's it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Diamond. I am always there for you.
I wouldn't be here without you either, girl.
Oh, thank you, girl. I appreciate it. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And it is: a mother's presence is the silent architect of a child's world, shaping their character, guiding their steps, and nurturing their soul. It transcends time and space, weaving a tapestry of love and strength that sustains and empowers them throughout life's journey. Mothers, let's make a conscious commitment to be present in every moment with our child. Put down your distractions, silence your worries, and embrace the beauty of the present moment. Engage in meaningful conversations, share laughter and tears, and create cherished moments that will last a lifetime. That's exactly what the beautiful Diamond Cabrera was able to do with her mom. And I encourage all of you guys out there to do that with your children. Thank you so much, Diamond, for being
Thank
here with me. I
you.
love you so much. I
Love
want you
you.
guys. I want you guys to tune into another episode of Your Our Unity. And please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and give some love. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, I love you. And you guys have a good night. Thank you so much, Diamond. I'll see you later.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.